Morning, El Camino. It's Pastor Bruce. In Matthew chapter 15, Jesus, it says that he um, gets up into the region of Tyre and Sidon, and he runs into a woman who's from the area, a Canaanite woman, who comes out and pleads with him and says, um, from a distance, and says, "My daughter's demon possessed and suffering terribly." And interestingly, Jesus doesn't say anything, doesn't answer her. And she keeps after him and keeps after the disciples and Jesus and follows them around. And finally, the disciples say, "Why don't you just send her away? She's driving us crazy." And Jesus makes an interesting statement. He says, "Well, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." We'll get to that another time. But she doesn't quit. She keeps coming and keeps asking, and it says, verse 25 says that she comes and she kneels down in front of him and says, "Lord, help me." And this is that following verses, and I'll just read it to you so you can just kind of get a sense. Verse 26 says, "He replied, 'It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs.' 'Yes, it is, Lord,' she said. 'Even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table.' Then Jesus said to her, 'Woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted.' And her daughter was healed at that moment." There's so much in that passage, but one of the things that I find interesting is that you never quite know what's coming in and out of your life, the people who are coming in and out of your life. And it may not be your plan. It may not be in the plan. It may not be in the thing that you thought was going to happen, but it happens. And then you have to make a decision. It was unexpected. It was not on the agenda, but it won't go away. And you have an opportunity to make a difference. As we've been talking about, and we'll be talking about this Sunday, our opportunity to connect hurting people to the hope of the gospel. Even though it wasn't in the main plan that Jesus was sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, he stopped, took a minute, and met the need. Not really in the plan, but Jesus stopped and stepped out of that moment and connected with her. You and I will have opportunities that are not in our plan, not on our agenda for the day, and yet God brings them into our lives. They interrupt our lives, but it's for a reason. And we have a choice to make. We can seize the opportunity and connect with someone who desperately needs a touch from Jesus. Your touch of compassion, kindness, love, a listening ear, whatever it may be. Don't miss those moments, those opportunities. See you soon, church.